All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the podcast We Don't Know Things. And I'm here again with my amazing, hilarious friend, Amanda.
Thank you.
Or also known as Amanda Hug and Kiss.
Amanda Hug and Kiss. That's right.
I got to put our little ticker at the bottom. I forgot to put that on here.
Oh,
What's
God
wrong with me?
I'm fired.
I'm fired.
Right? The single man run podcast, and you're firing yourself. Done. Walking out.
I'm firing myself.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Woo! Look at that. Follow us. Follow
and subscribe,
us.
bitches.
Right here. That's here. So
right
you
here.
don't miss Fishes and Loaves.
Fishes and Loaves. Don't miss our last episode.
Yeah.
The episode 10. And by the way, it's not about the Holy Spirit and all this religious stuff. That's just what the name ended up being. I know a lot of you were confused.
Yeah, he made an appearance for like 5 seconds.
Yes,
that was
with his Birkenstocks.
With his Birkenstocks. He said, "Watch me walk on water." I said, "I'm not interested." That fucking joke played out. I'm done.
Like
it's
let's move on.
Dude, let's find
we know you're great. Right? You know, you got your flowers. Move on. Other people need attention too. Okay.
Right. God damn, you have
Jesus
a whole. I mean, you get your right. Whoa. Hey. I mean, you get your birthday off. Easter.
I mean, those are great benefits.
I mean, full health care, I'm sure, is covered. I'm sure it's covered.
I mean, when you die on a cross and then you come back to life, I guess. I guess you kind of own a holiday.
Yeah.
Anyway,
true.
I wore this shirt for you.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
It's called the Deep Neck. Oh yeah.
Oh my God! So there's another podcast of yours. Maybe I don't know.
Scott, I'm wearing this shirt.
Is it that shirt you're wearing?
Yeah.
Like, good God, is that down to like his navel? Is this like a belly button cleavage shirt? Like, what is this?
Basically, yes. I don't know why my camera is like. Do you see how it's
like slow? It's like not picking up. I don't know. I don't know. The last time was the whole Jesus.
Oh, the light.
You know, the light, the weird light. Well, you said you didn't know how old the computer was, so maybe it's just like Nathan.
It's pretty old.
It's noon on a Saturday, dude. Like, I'm not working today. Talk about holidays.
Yeah.
Video camera's taking one.
I picked green for our color for this episode because it's spring. Hey. So what do we want to talk about? We have so many topics in our little list.
God, I know. It's
many good ones.
You were like circling in your mind of like, yeah, we definitely need to talk about this.
So there was some that were like, oh, well, I did want to talk about Heartbreaker and karaoke at Jenny's.
Oh my, when was that? Because I vaguely recall that. Like, I remember it. I remember Heartbreaker, you got the best of me.
I have the recording and it starts, give me your love, give me your
love.
Oh,
that's right.
Give me your love, give me your love. And it's you. You're singing by yourself, and Jenny and I were like, yes! That was so much fun.
Recall that. Where did she live?
At that house, when we did that one, gosh, I can't remember. She lived with her brother, and it was a ranch-style house. And so we were in her back room, remember? And we had the 2 lamps with microphones taped to them with duct tape. We thought we were stars. And speaking of stars, we had glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. So when you turn the lights off,
it glowed. Oh my God.
We really were.
Was she near that Sassafras Hills apartment of yours?
I can't remember. I mean, she'd be able to tell me in a heartbeat, but I don't remember where that home was. I know it wasn't far from Sassafras Hill.
Right. I didn't
because I was over there all the time.
Right. Where is she at now?
Oh gosh, it's not quite in Bloomington. It's right on the outskirts.
Okay,
but I don't get to talk to her that much. But yeah, I'm
how
not
did
sure.
you meet her?
How did I meet her? Oh my gosh, this is a great story. So, do you remember at College Mall, there was a place across from where you remember Nick, the black dude that was a drag queen?
Yes.
So, you remember he worked at guest services, that main
Yes.
section in
Yes.
the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So, between the jewelry stores, like there was
Yes.
a jewelry store in every corner except this one corner was the Great American Cookie Company.
Yeah. She worked there.
I got a job there, and that's how I met her.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
right.
yeah, that's how we started talking about karaoke. And she's like, "You like karaoke?" And I was like, "I love karaoke." Like, did you hear how low my voice got?
Yeah.
I love karaoke. So, so that was like the first invitation that she ever had for me to come over and sing karaoke with her. And then it just got like
Blown up.
obsessive
Yeah.
compulsive. We started buying microphones and planning every weekend, and we had binders. We had all the words typed out. We had literally volumes of albums, so you could pick any song, and the binder matched each album.
That's
So,
hilarious.
yeah, I mean, we got nuts about it, but it was so much fun. So that's how I met her there at the Great American. We always called it the Cookie Hole because it was such a shithole. We didn't have a boss because people kept quitting. So we didn't have a boss. We all ran it ourselves. That's where I met the twins. They got a job at the Cookie Hole also.
Oh my God.
So we all kind of met at the same place.
Isn't that funny? Like, I remember so many jobs like that it's just like, you do realize, oh, the best one was when I was in high school. I was a fucking junior, I think. And my friend Shayna got me on at the local newspaper there in Martinsville. And so we were,
oh God,
I think it was called the circulation clerk was our title. And so we'd take, at that point in time, you still had the newspaper boys collecting money on their route, and they would bring the money in. And so we would have to make the deposit for all the newspaper. Well, then on Saturday, fucking Saturday, the weekend paper, it was just us. You had two 17-year-olds running the circulation of the paper for the entire county. Like,
my God.
Like, what? I don't know what people were thinking. Like, I mean, I'm assuming that goes on today too. It would have to. I mean, I don't know, but I look back at that and I'm like, your business literally hinged on two 17-year-olds, which, by the way, drank the night before and disposed of our Boone's Farm bottle in the company dumpster. You're welcome.
Nice.
You were classy. But so we'd show up because it was like 8 to 11. The office was open, right? People could actually come in, pay for the
on a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
Okay.
And then, but our whole shift was 8 to 4 because when the carriers were out, we had to take phone calls of people hey, I didn't receive my paper. Only it wasn't just that. It wasn't, hey, I didn't receive my paper. I mean, whole people's worlds and lives were crashing because they didn't get the Daily Reporter. I'm like, do you just want me to read it to you? Like, I can read, you've called in. I'll read you the headlines. You ain't missing nothing. All right.
Right.
All right. It's like Cletus down the street. She just won the floral award.
I'm pretty sure in Martinsville, nobody was named Cletus because at that time there were no black people in Martinsville.
Actually, Cletus is a white name, believe it or not. I had an aunt, Cletus. It's actually a female's name too. Yeah.
What?
An Aunt Cletus. Yeah.
I only remember the name because of that stupid Eddie Murphy movie where he plays all the characters at the table and he's like, "Come on, Cletus, bring your ass down here."
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a woman's name. So anyway,
I didn't either. I mean, I'm kind of wondering, like, if it wasn't a horrible nickname. Like, I mean, if that was her nickname, then the full name had to have been like horrendous. Like, can you imagine? Yeah, right. Like, we'll just ditch the R. That'll make it better.
It's a good name, I guess.
Right. We're gonna roll with it.
That'll get the guy's attention.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she was probably like my great aunt. Like it's way back
Yeah,
in the family
yeah.
tree. But yeah. No, that the cookie hole, the Great American Cookie. I remember that now.
God,
'Cause,
man, we stole so much shit from that company.
oh my
I mean,
God, I worked at
it was
Subway.
going under, and at Christmas and holidays, we would just, I mean, we would just take the fucking like pots that we were like trying to sell, like Mickey Mouse and all this stuff.
Yeah.
We would just take it like the company's going under, and then we would just like, oops, I made a cookie the wrong way, and just keep making oops a daisy cookie cakes and take them home to our
Yeah.
families because we were
Right.
broke as jokes.
Right. And you
And
weren't
then that whole
making any
company
money there.
closed not long
Oh my
after.
God. Because was your next job where you and I met? Because I met you during summer orientation because you were
So,
running the computers for all the advisors,
right.
right?
Now, yeah, and I no, I worked. You have no idea how hard I had to struggle to get that job. So I actually worked for Victoria's Secret down from the cookie hole for a little bit at the same time, and then I also got a job at Guest Services. So I was working those three jobs all together, and I was like, God, I hate this. It was too much, and I was going to school.
Yeah.
So I remember Emily, I think her name was Emily Hassey at where we met in the
Yeah.
union or wherever. Her first name was Emily, and Lisa was my,
Lisa is who I remember. Yeah.
yeah, the blonde.
Yes.
So I remember seeing the job. Somebody had suggested looking online at IU for job openings, and I knew nothing about computers at the time. I didn't go to classes for it. I didn't study. I mean, I that wasn't my major. I was in music. So, but I went anyway. I went to the interview and I was like, I don't know anything about computers, but I want this job. And I just kept saying, I want this job. And she's like, well, what do you know? And I was like, I don't know anything about them, but I'm willing to learn. So, she was like, we'll let you know. So that was a hard no, obviously.
Right.
So what I did is I checked every week. I kept checking every week to see if it was still open, and I would call Lisa and I'd be like, has the job been filled? And she's like, not yet. I was like, okay, well, let me know. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing. I would go in there in person and be like, hey, Emily, is the job filled yet? And she's like, no. And so eventually they hired my ass. And Emily told me, she goes, I didn't hire you because you're qualified, because you're not.
Hired you so you quit calling.
She was like, I hired you because you were so persistent. And I
Yeah.
like that. So the first thing I did is enrolled in computer information systems classes so I could understand a little bit more about it. And then, yeah, I got the damn job because I just kept bugging them. I was like, I will not take no.
So what did you end up graduating with? Like what
I
degree?
So I I did a stint. I was in the music school for about a year and a half, and I did really well. But then like reality caught up with me, and I'm like, am I really gonna find a job after this? Because I
Right.
play piano. So that freaked me out a little bit. And so I went to the School of Psychology there. And then I remember my first class there was like mental psychology or something. It was like 300 people in this huge ass room.
Yep.
And I was so bored. And I really love psychology. So I stuck it out for a little bit, but I was like, I don't think this is for me either, because I wanted to do what my therapist did for me, but I couldn't get on board with that. We all of the
Curriculum.
details. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so like medical and all
Mhm.
that. I was like, no, I just want to help people. So I actually again changed my major and changed it to the Kelly School of Business, because I was like, that I can understand. I can do that because I work in retail. I understand business management and all that. At least I have some sort of experience.
Right.
So I did
100%.
that. I did that for I think about a year, but then I did not actually get accepted into their curriculum under the Kelly School of Business. So I ended up going to the Science School of Business Management. And that's what I ended up with. So I did stick with computer information systems for my job. So I had a business management in the School of Sciences and a computer information systems minor.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
I was all over the place. It took me 6 years to graduate.
So when did you end up graduating officially?
2003.
2003.
I started in 1998 and I graduated 2003 in May.
Yeah, same here, because I stuck around for that extra year because I wanted to go overseas and studied in Italy my last semester.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So the fall semester, like, I probably could have pushed through that summer of 22 or of 02 and been done. But like, you and everybody else I knew was still there. I mean,
It gets scary
there's a
because the
lot.
deadline.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do the 5 year, like long
Oh, yeah.
before 5 year, because now, like, especially if you do accounting, you have to do 5 years because of the credit.
Yeah, whoever says college is 4 years is off their rocker.
No, I mean, unless you're taking like 15, 18 credit hours every
Right.
fucking, or actually 18. You have to take 18 at the very least.
Yeah.
And pile up on the summer classes in both sessions. Otherwise, you're not getting out in 4 years.
No, because I did some summer classes because there were a few times I was actually on academic probation because of calculus. And I'm really good at math, but I hated the class. It was at 8 a.m. across campus in the winter. So I skipped it a lot. And then I got a D. And so I tried to take it twice, and both times I got a D. And I was like, obviously, math is not my strong suit anymore.
Right. Or at least that kind of math. But honestly, let's get real.
Yeah.
You were fucking 20 years old.
Oh my God. I think I had a 2.7, and you had to maintain at least a 3.0 to not be in academic probation. And I was way down there. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to graduate. Oh my goodness.
Funny, when we met, because I worked for the university division. I think that was the division that we both worked for. Yeah.
Yes, university division.
Yeah, and I forget, I was in the records department. That's who I worked with.
Yep, I was in IT.
Yep. Yeah, because even after the orientation, we were at the Ashton. They had moved everything to Ashton then, and we were working out of there because they were remodeling. I think it was Maxwell where we were originally at.
I met you in Maxwell. Remember, we were in the basement. You were up on, like 2 levels above us.
I was, but I'm sure I met you first though when it was orientation and we were in Peter. Yeah. But then we stayed friends after that because we ended up working in the same building. So anytime we were both working, like, I'd always come down and see you. And Lisa, because Lisa was funny as shit, man.
Oh my God, she was so funny.
Her Coors Light beer, her Silver Bullet, she loved those. Oh my God, she was so funny.
I loved her. Yeah, she believed in me so much. I loved it. I was so lucky. But what was their boss's name? The dude. He's the one that forced me out. Because I graduated and he said, we only want students. They had a party for me. Even though it wasn't my decision and Lisa didn't want me to go, Emily didn't want me to go. It was him. I think his name was Tim or something.
Yeah.
He was a tall, lanky dude. And he was like, we're going to keep this peaceful. We're going to have a good time for your party, but it's time for you to go. And I was just like, what an awful way to push someone out.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Some of those people that worked in there were just very, very odd characters.
They had been there forever and ever too. So
yeah. They weren't. I mean, somebody needed to push them out, but
right.
So many ridiculous people. Get out.
Time to go.
Yeah.
Take your
Oh my God. And then
Take your porta potty.
and dealing with the students that came in, some of the times I'm like, how the fuck were you even admitted to this school? Like,
I
how
know.
did somebody like you managed to fill out an application? Because right now, the conversation we're having, I doubt you know what a pen is.
Right. Well, they probably weren't the one filling it out,
They
to
probably
be
weren't. It's
honest.
probably mom and dad, and you're gonna go be a nurse, and you're gonna go, and you're just gonna have a mansion when you get out, so I could come live with you. You know,
And you
and
did have to kind of talk to them like dummies because it was like that's all they understood. Like, oh, you're so cute.
yeah, it's like,
You're gonna make
oh,
tons of money.
that's so precious.
You're gonna be so rich. Ooh.
The things I know now,
Right.
right? You know, it's like if I had to
I
go
could have
back.
spent $100,000 at college, and I still would not be rich.
No, oh my God, I think I would have done school just totally different.
I wouldn't have.
You know what? I mean,
I would have still been going out partying and having fun
oh,
because guess
in
what?
that way.
It didn't guarantee anything.
No, it didn't. I think maybe I would have pushed harder for what I wanted to do, which was I didn't want to go to college straight out of high school. I wanted to take a year off.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you get all that squawk in your ear and people like fear basing it. Oh, well, if you don't go now, man, you're never going to go. And then, of course,
Exactly.
now how many people go back to school when they're fucking 40 and
I
it's
know.
no big deal?
No.
It's like, God, if I would have like really understood that, I would have been like, that's fine. I'll take my chances. I'll take my
I
chances.
think
And
it's too much to ask people of that age to
what do you
pick
want to do
what
with
they
the rest
want
of
to
your
do
life?
for the rest of
Yeah.
their lives. You don't know that until you're at least in your mid 30s.
If you're that lucky, like,
And you
right.
may not even know it then.
Well, because I was just going to say, like, right now, I went back and took some more accounting courses to sit for the CPA exam here in the state way back in 2011.
Right.
And that was just a survival adulting decision because of the recession. It's not that I wanted to go do accounting. It was
Right.
one of the more stable
It's
industries.
not like you were like, God, I love numbers so much.
Yeah, it was like, no, like what's a stable industry? You always need an accountant. Somebody always needs to count the money, I mean, basic level. And so that's why I went into it. Now, excuse me, there are certain aspects of the job that I do enjoy, but it's usually like the non-accounting stuff because
Right.
I don't like accounting is probably maybe 40% of what I do. The
Yeah.
rest of what I do is like all the systems that I work in, that everybody else works in, that impacts what I do. Like I'm constantly working with them, addressing processes, changing processes, like making everything flow so I have the information I need to go and do the analysis that I need.
Right.
And but I work for a software company now and we deal a lot with AI. Like we're a veteran. We've been around for 6 years. So in the world of AI, that's a veteran. And as
Yeah.
hyped as it is right now, I would not be the least bit surprised if somebody scoops in and buys us up for
Wow.
what we do. And I've been thinking about that. I'm like, if that was to happen, what do I want to do? Do I want to
Right.
continue into this, or is it something that I just want to go and do something else? Because I tell you what, yeah, money makes things easier. Don't get me wrong,
But
it
it doesn't
does.
make things happier.
Yeah, but exactly, and there's like a certain level that you just top out at, and you're like, okay, if I have more, I have more, but I don't have more time to
Right.
spend it. I don't have
Yeah.
more time to do things with it. So at this point, like, what does it matter?
Yeah. It's funny because I was just talking to Jason a few days ago about, the job that I have, the job that I found. It was a miracle, and I fucking love what I do. I love my team. I love that the atmosphere is comfortable and everybody gets along, and it's so diverse. And I told Jason, I was like, I don't make a lot of money, but I don't need to make a lot of money because I have all the other things that I want. I have my happiness in it. When
Yep.
I go home and clock out, that's the end of my day.
Yeah.
I don't have people calling me like they do in retail, like,
Yep.
we need you to be in tomorrow at blah, blah. It's none of that kind of stuff. Or we need you to stay late and do that. No, at 5 p.m., we're all done.
Yeah.
And we're out. We're out and that's it. And, like I've made a lot of friends with my company and I'm like, I don't need to make a lot of money because I've made all the other things I've wanted for so long in other ways.
I could not agree more with that. And I was thinking that too. It's like, I don't, again, I go back to my earlier comment. Yes, it does make things easier, but it's some certain circumstance, like it doesn't motivate me anymore.
Right.
There's
No,
not a
no,
motivation there. I
no.
will say there is a limit of, if you want me to go above and beyond, then you need to pay for me for the
Exactly.
above and beyond. If I'm going to give you more, then it's got to be an equal exchange.
Isn't that weird how our mentality changes when we
Yeah.
get to a certain age? Because back in the day, if they wanted me to go above and beyond for the same pay, I'd be like, okay. Now
I
I'm
got to
like,
prove myself,
no.
right? Yeah. Now I'm like, because my time is my time and I don't get my
Mm-hmm.
time back. Your
Yep.
money doesn't pay for my time to come back.
Exactly.
And I will say, like, I love my boss dearly. He is the kindest, most compassionate. He's the boss that I've always wanted, and I wish I had 20 years ago.
Right. Oh,
Now,
yeah.
to his point, who he is today, he wouldn't have been that 20 years ago. So who I'm getting today is who I'm meant to get today.
Right.
But everything that I went through last year, just like emotionally, a relationship ending, losing my cat, who meant the world to me, and just really having a hard time processing it all. Like I've never had that where I was just crying all the time. Like it was, I just didn't understand it. And I've been going through grief counseling too, but having somebody like that to understand and to be like, let's get you where you need to be, what you need to be doing. How are you feeling? Like he even gives me a hug. Like he doesn't even come across the person as the hugging type, honestly.
Right. Right.
And he's like, may I give you a hug? I'm like, absolutely, and I've been more open to receiving too. I think in the past, to your point, it was always like, I have something to prove. I have something to prove. I've got to prove something. I've got to show somebody something. And now it's just like at 44, if what I'm coming into the interview and telling you who I am, what I can give you, what I think this, the job needs, the company needs. If you're not going to get from that who I am, then we're not going to be on the same page anyhow. And I'm not interested in that. I'm just not,
Yeah.
because to your point, like I like a lot of people of who I work with. You do have some people there that, again, just
They
like
get
the
on your
people
nerves,
that
yeah.
made it into college, you're like, how and why? Still
Can you
people,
read?
yeah, it's like, something, it's a good thing you don't have to remember to breathe because you'd suffocate yourself. I don't I don't even understand at this point.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I think in these last couple of years, like, and I don't think it was really pandemic related, how everything just shut down and maybe it was more introspection. I really think it's this time in your life where
Mhm.
it's like you have experienced things now. You have experienced great loss. You've probably experienced great wins
Yeah.
and everything in between. Whereas at like 2022, you're incredibly optimistic, which I'm trying to get some of that optimism back, because all those experiences, as
They
good
tear you down.
intention as they can be, yeah, man, they can tear your shit down.
Hmm.
They can tear you down. And if if you get down far enough, it's hard to bring yourself
It's
back up
hard to
again.
scrape at the walls to get out of that
Oh
hole.
my God. It
Yeah.
is. It's like how, and you don't even realize you're there
Exactly.
for a while, right? Like you're
Right.
there and then you just, it's almost just like one day you wake up and you're like, how long have I been here?
Right.
What have I been doing? What got me here? And it's, I think at 22, you just, ignorantly, right? But rightfully so, because you just haven't had, most of us have not had the level of loss and experience that we have at 44, that
Right.
we had at 22. So, of course, we're going to be wild, crazy, stupid, and go do all the
Mhm.
shit we did, which, again, like you said, I wouldn't change it for the world.
No.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. You know, what were there some dumb
But I
decisions
would
I made?
never go
Yes.
back
Yes. I wouldn't.
because
I wouldn't.
I feel like more whole of a person
Yes.
now than I
Yeah.
ever have.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to tell people no. I'm not
Yes.
afraid to say, I don't want to go do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad if I need to cancel on something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I take care of me first, and maybe that's selfish, but you know what? I'm the only person I'm responsible for. So
Well,
guess what? That's who I'm taking care of.
and I also look at it too as I'm taking care of me, but I'm also taking care of the other people involved, right? Because if you show up and you don't want to be there, that's
You're
not a
ruining
good out.
everybody's thing.
Right. Exactly. Like you're not helping anybody else out. The
No.
other thing I've learned is not only to say no, because that was always a hard one for me, right? A
Yeah,
people
me too.
pleaser, you're like, oh my God, I got to say yes. How can I say no? And
Right.
especially going back, like in your first 10 years in a job in your career, you're like, yes, 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 yes. Because I mean, I think to a certain degree, you do have to prove yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But there is
And
that
you're
point.
desperate to be paid. You don't want to be
You're
fired.
desperate to be paid. You don't want to be fired. You're like, oh my God, because you wrap so much of your identity up into that, right?
Yes.
And then, and I've lost a job about 8 years ago, and that tore me down. And there were some other losses right around that too that just, man, it tore me down. And what I realized years later was that my identity I tied to my job, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like I'm not
No.
my job. I'm not my job.
Right.
And it's just
I see a
having that
lot of people
yeah,
do that.
yep.
They
And
find
having
they
that,
find their own value in their job, and I think that's a mistake.
oh, for sure. And I remember the job now when I was in, I think it was like the second interview or the third with Kip is his name. And I told him, I forget the question he asked me, but it was like something about like, what's one thing you want me to know about you? And I just flat out told him, I said, I don't chase my worth anymore.
Good.
I just flat out told him that. I said, we either come to the table and it's an even exchange and I'm good, you're good, but I don't fight for it anymore because I have gone to bat for myself for a higher salary and truly, really believing that I deserve it. I think sometime to maybe a certain point, I was like overreaching too based on what I wanted to make,
Right.
maybe more so than what the position was worth. But it's like nobody's ever satisfied on either side how that works out.
Right.
Never,
Yeah.
never. And I just thought, I'm not going to do this anymore. Forget it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Nope. No.
It's not worth like giving up so much of your happiness for that battle. It's just not.
No.
If
It's
you're
not.
making your ends meet and you're comfortable, then and you're happy, let it be because it will be seen. Your efforts will be seen.
They will be seen by the right people and the people
Exactly.
that truly appreciate it and will repay your kindness,
Oh yeah.
in not just a monetary fashion, but
In other
yeah.
ways, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so crazy, like, because I'm just thinking, what is it that I want to do? Because I know I don't probably like when it comes to retiring, I don't see myself just like kicking my feet up and doing
Mm-mm.
like that classic retirement. I think that would bore the fuck out of me.
Me too.
Like,
I'm too much of a worker bee.
oh yeah, like I'm trying to think of ways of like, okay, I'm 44, 50 is 6 years away. Oh my God,
Oh
okay.
Jesus.
It's like,
Thanks
and
for the reminder.
right. And who knows that if Social Security is even going to be there. But it's like I don't want to just be that retiree person
God,
that
I
just
just
sits
hope
there
I'm
and
some
golfs.
one-legged hooker on the street.
Right.
Come see me. I'm wearing this. Like, come
Wearing
on.
that. We'll have a karaoke stand on the side of the
On the
street.
side of the street, we will. Because
You want to come sing with us? Come sing with us.
come sing with us. Just wipe the spit off the mic. It's fine.
It's fine. It's good. But it's like
So good.
I was just thinking, man, I kind of would like to get into something that would take, that I could transition,
Yeah.
into my 70s and be fine. And honestly, like as the older I've gotten to, the less I buy, the less I purchase.
Oh,
Like
me too.
I don't need this huge walk-in closet of clothes. Like,
Right.
oh,
No, I
God,
get
no.
excited if I buy a new plunger. It's ridiculous.
Right?
I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. I can't wait till somebody clogs my toilet.
Do you remember the sweeper, the battery rechargeable sweeper that I gave you and Jason? It was before you moved up to Detroit, I think, and Jason was like in love with the thing. It was
Oh
like
my
a little
gosh.
sharp.
Vaguely, yes.
Yeah.
We
And it
obviously don't have
broke.
that.
It
We don't have a
busted.
sweeper anymore because
God.
our floors are a hard floor, but I do remember it. Oh my gosh, that's so silly.
Oh,
I used to
God.
get excited about all that stuff, like vacuum. I'm such an old man in my head. I have been for a while now, but I get so excited about the stupidest shit. Like I'm like, it's like Christmas Day if I order a new pan from Amazon,
Right.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, my pan's here. What am I gonna make? I don't even care about the food.
Right.
I just
Right.
want to use it.
Right. You just want to break it out and use it. I think I got new whisks at Home Goods. And they had like the little brass handle. There were two of them, the tall one and the short
yeah.
one. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be great. I can whisk up a lot of I'm like putting it in my cart. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? They're fucking whisks. They're whisks for $7.
I get so excited
and I'm
about that.
ready to shit my pants in the middle of Home Goods, Like 20 years ago, if I would have picked up whisks, I would have been like,
oh like fuck off.
I would have been like, God damn it, I'm pissing away $7 on whisks. Well, that's one drink tonight,
Right. Or jeans. Like, I'm never excited about clothing anymore because I'm like, I could actually buy a whole pan with the price of these jeans.
Right? And how many meals can you make with that one pan? You can't. I mean, I guess you could wear those jeans every time you cooked a meal. I don't know. It could be your.
Then I'm like, yeah,
jeans.
and immediately goes into like panic mode because I'm like, but if I buy jeans, that means I have to go out and be around people. And then I'm like, I don't need jeans.
Yeah.
I don't need these jeans.
Yeah. But the pan I could do in my underwear from the sofa. That's the one thing too that I really, we talked about how this was pulling us out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Doing this, it's like, yeah, some people are gonna watch it. I mean, I know we have millions of viewers and
oh my God, so many.
So many.
I mean, Taylor Swift should be jealous.
Taylor, call us. Call my people, which you're looking at. My people are on the screen. There ain't nobody behind me. It's just us.
Call my people. And we'll get our viewers combined.
We'll get it. Yeah.
It'll be one-sided a little bit, but that's fine.
If you need, massive advertisements of your next tour, this is the place. We're gonna blast it. We'll
with our pop music in the background.
And
the logo up in the corner that I can't get rid of because I can't pay for it.
This is a professional execution. Don't worry.
Yes.
Don't worry. It's top notch. We are going. You're big now. You think you're big now, Taylor. We're gonna make that star glow even brighter.
Taylor Tots. That's what
Taylor
it is.
Tots. Oh my God.
I think that should be the episode name. Taylor Tots.
Taylor Tots. There you go.
We're her tots. We're her kids because we need your money
We do.
and your followers.
We need support. We need your followers. You want to give us a shout out? It's totally fine. I mean, yeah. Like I said, have your people
Contact
my people, my person. We'll get it covered. We'll get it going. Yeah, thanks. Right there.
Our production team is very talented.
Very talented. Very talented, yes.
I mean, look across the bottom of the screen. There's a ticker, for fuck's sake.
Right?
I mean, if that's not professional.
We're big time. And it only took you the first 5 minutes to get it running on the show. That computer science.
Can you send me the link to my email? Oh, gosh. Yeah, we're her tots. We're the Taylor tots.
We're profesh.
Profesh. Yeah, we don't even need to say the whole word because that's how good we are. We're profesh.
We're profesh. Everything we do. I mean, look at our dress code today. We got naval
everything we touch turns to gold.
Oh my god. And if you need a good pan and a whisk, we got you covered.
It's a no-brainer.
No-brainer, man. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know who you're hiring, but this is the A team right here.
Yeah. This is the A team. And the B team. And the C team.
And the F team.
We're the whole alphabet because we are the team.
Because we are the team, yeah. Yeah, we're in the field on deck and in the dugout. We're all of it.
We're the editors. We're the producers.
That's right.
We're the guests. We're the fucking guests.
The guests, right?
We don't even need to introduce ourselves anymore because we are all.
I know. Our name shouldn't even be in the corner.
No, it should just be all. Everything.
Everything.
The Lord.
The Lord. God. Goddess. We're it all.
Incarnate.
Yeah. No. Just need to keep doing this because, like you said, put us out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Start doing anything. Because, man, that pandemic, though, I was already kind of becoming an isolationist. Like, don't talk to me. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go do things. I think you guys go out more than I do. I mean, I typically no.
We don't go out.
Yeah.
No, this is me out right now, sitting in front of the sun in the window. That's as much as I go outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just seems. I go back to our last conversation about going to bowls and not going before 11.
The hell no.
Like now, if you're waiting till 7 o'clock to go out, I'm not fucking going.
No.
Like if we can't get this train out the door by 7, fuck it. Nope. I'm done.
No, I'm so over it. After 9 o'clock, I'm like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Just don't call me. Don't text me. I'm probably in bed.
And usually, if I am out and it's starting to if I look down and the clock is hitting 10, I'm like, oof.
Tomorrow's gonna suck.
I'm telling you, if I go to bed after midnight, not even drinking. I don't even have to drink anything. But if I go to bed after midnight, the same day, we're still in the same day then. If I'm waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning, I feel like ass. I got 8 hours of sleep, but it's so different than going to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock, getting up at 6:30.
And I can be watching the best fucking show, like streaming it. I'm obsessed with it. And as soon as I see 9:30 or 10, I'm like, I love the show, but I've got to go lay down.
Put it off. I've got to go to bed. Yeah.
Because I've been watching the morning show, and oddly enough, I know a lot of people don't like her, but I was a big fan of Wendy Williams for years. And so I finally started watching the documentary, and I finished it today, and it's freaking so sad what's happened to her. But everybody says it's karma and all that, but she has dementia.
Oh.
Yeah. But like I used to, like when Jason would have his calls with our friend Stacy, like she would be on speakerphone and I would just be in the background. I'd go, "How you doing?" Because that's what Wendy Williams did at the beginning of her show every day to her audience. She'd be like, "How you doing?" And it was just so silly to me. So for some reason, I just started doing it all the time. But yeah, so those are the kind of shows that like I'm obsessed with right now. The morning show is absolutely great on Apple Plus, but we've been watching quite a few. But like I said, when that time comes, I don't care if it's in the middle of the best scene. I'm like, click.
I at least watch out whatever episode I'm in, unless like I am just drowning, like I'm like, drooling, and I'm like, okay, it's done, it's time. There's a half hour left, but I can't. Like, I'm gonna have to change shirts just to make it through at this rate. Like, it's probably time I go back to bed.
Because you're like sweating, you're like, God, this is so good.
I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just like, and
air out the undergarments.
Like that, or like
lower
I'm
carriage.
drifting in and out of sleep. So I'm not even gonna remember the episode anyhow. It's like I keep going. What just wait a minute. What? How'd they get there? I didn't even get in the fucking car.
Do you know how many times I've had to rewind the same scene over and over again? Because I swear to God, I'm like a squirrel anymore. If I'm not like falling asleep and tired, I'm either like, oh, I think I need to go put the bread in the fridge. I'll get up and go do that, and then I'll sit down and be like, oh shit, I didn't take my medicine.
I know.
So I'll go up and each time it's the same fucking scene, and I'm like, God, I've been watching the same scene for 40 minutes, and it's only 2 minutes.
I do that too.
I can't focus.
I'll sit down, I'll get all covered up on the sofa, and I'm like, motherfucker,
yes, that's the worst.
Kitchen. So I got to get up and I got to do that. And then I'm in the kitchen and I see something else. It's like, well, I'll just clean this up and, I'll go take this back to my bedroom. And then, all of a sudden 10 minutes has passed. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I just got up to go get my tea and go sit down and go watch this.
And you never got your tea.
And then I go sit down and guess what I fucking forgot?
The one thing you went in there for. I do it I'm like a squirrel. It's like, oh, what?
Wait a minute. This and then that, and then I'll go, oh, okay. See, again, Taylor, it's all together.
Taylor
it's all together. We got it. We got it pulled together. Yes. Look how put together we are. Don't you want us on your team?
Put together. We're like the most rational thinking people.
We are totally rational.
Ever.
I'll remember your tea. I may not remember my own tea, but I'll remember your tea. I'll get your tea.
Yes.
I'll
make you a whole meal, but I won't remember that I have to eat also.
Right. Nathan has a great pan. I've got a great whisk. We'll make your tea. It's all going to come together in the end. You just have to trust us.
Be like, we made soup, but we don't even have a pan. So we didn't make soup.
Right? We made grilled cheese on the open flame, so that burner doesn't work anymore because there's cheese on it. It's the best grilled cheese ever.
We almost burned our apartment down, but that's a different story with jail cell. So
yeah. We need. I can't wait to have him on. I think it'll be hilarious to go down. I think that segment will just be like memory lane.
We will be laughing so hard.
Oh my god!
I cannot wait.
So many good times, but we need to catch up off screen too. So so many more.
We've been on this for almost an hour, so
I know.
Wrap it up.
I know that's what I was.
It's so easy to just do because it's fun to just shoot the shit.
Taylor Tots and Grown Up. I think
Taylor Tots and Growing Up.
Yep.
Or Taylor Tots and Grownups. Is that better?
Taylor Tots and Grownups. I think I like that.
I think that's perfect.
People are going to do that.
That summarizes it. It's always funny because at the end of our podcast is when it gets the funny.
I know.
For a minute there, I was like, I feel like I'm Oprah. Because we were so Like
We were very
seriously,
deep.
but it
We were
was
very
great.
deep. But it was
Yeah.
good. It was therapeutic. I think our message is going to help a lot. All of
Oh,
our viewers. I think all of
always.
our viewers are going to take home a great message
Yes.
that you were
I
good
think
enough.
it'll change the trajectory of our world as we know it.
At least of their lives. And hey, kids, remember, don't forget your tea. You got up for it.
Don't
Don't
forget your
forget it.
tea. Don't forget your tea. I
It used
actually
to
like
be,
that title too.
don't forget your tea.
Because we're always spilling the tea anyway on this stupid podcast.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my, there could be like 5 titles to this whole episode.
Well, I will leave it up to your professional judgment. Remember, we're profesh over here.
Right.
And
I'll talk to my team
yeah.
that they're just not on camera,
No.
but they're here.
No. Talk to the team. I'll get some graphics spun up again too for whatever the title is.
Yes. I actually like Don't Forget Your Tea.
Don't forget your tea.
But you know what? I feel like if Taylor Swift's name's in the title, we're gonna get more viewers.
Shameless plug.
She could shit on a plate and she would get 1 million views.
And we only talked about her like for 5 minutes about 15 minutes ago.
And it wasn't even really about her.
It doesn't matter. It's about us. You know?
And the Tots.
And the Tots. I don't know.
Oh my God, this has been so much fun. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I'm going to have to think of a title. It's going to take a while anyway to upload, but this has been so much fun. We have to do it again in like another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that good or a week?
2 or 3
what do you think?
weeks. Yeah. No, 2 weeks should be fine.
Okay. And maybe we can get JL Cell on here.
Yeah, he actually is back in the States right now. I think he landed last night. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk to him again and see if we can get him on in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Get him settled in, back, everything.
Right.
Okay. All right, love. Have a good one.
I love your face.
Yes. Bye.
All right. Bye.